You're sitting in a cold metal cockpit. You glance at your fuel gauge, tighten your oxygen mask, and hear just one thing in your headset: American jets inbound. You're flying a MiG over North Vietnam, and there's a 71% chance you won't make it back. This is the tragic reality that faced hundreds of MiG pilots during the Vietnam War. And today, we're diving into the truth behind those horrifying odds. When we think of the Vietnam War, most people imagine jungles, helicopters, and guerrilla warfare. But high above that chaos, another deadly battle raged: the air war. American fighter jets like the F-4 Phantom and F-105 Thunder Chief flew deep bombing runs over North Vietnam, escorted by the most advanced aircraft of their time. Defending the skies were the MiG-17 and MiG-21, Soviet-designed jets operated by skilled North Vietnamese pilots. These pilots were fast, fearless, and determined. But they were up against the world's most technologically advanced air force. The MiG-17 was a subsonic fighter, extremely maneuverable at low altitudes. It could turn inside almost any American jet. The MiG-21, on the other hand, was fast, capable of Mach 2 speeds, and more modern, but had limited fuel and only 2 missiles. But there was a catch: these jets lacked advanced radar. Most MiG pilots had to visually spot their targets. That meant cloud cover, night missions, or electronic jamming could blind them completely. Worse, the North had no airborne early warning system. American planes knew they were coming long before they ever saw the enemy. The U.S. Air Force and Navy weren't just flying better planes, they were also flying with better intel. Spy satellites, radar jamming, aerial refueling, and electronic warfare made U.S. jets smarter, faster, and deadlier. American F-4 Phantoms could launch long-range Sparrow missiles guided by radar, hitting MiGs before they even realized they were locked on. One American pilot described it like this: "It was like bringing a sniper rifle to a knife fight." The kill ratios tell the story. In the early years of the war, U.S. jets were shooting down up to 10 MiGs for every one American plane lost. Even when that ratio improved slightly in the MiG's favor during specific dogfights, like the famous Operation Bolo, where U.S. pilots lured MiGs into a trap, overall losses remained one-sided. Between 1965 and 1972, over 200 North Vietnamese MiG pilots were confirmed killed or missing, and many more were likely lost without ever being recorded. Without modern radar, targeting systems, or advanced comms, MiG pilots were basically flying blind against superior American aircraft. Many MiG cockpits were cramped and didn't have reliable ejection seats. In a fast dogfight, bailing out wasn't always an option. At any given time, U.S. planes outnumbered MiGs by 3-1, and sometimes more. If a pilot was shot down over remote territory, recovery was nearly impossible. Even if they survived, they were often stranded or captured. Many MiG pilots flew multiple missions per day without rest. Fatigue and stress were deadly enemies. One North Vietnamese pilot, Nguyen Van Cock, became an ace with 9 confirmed kills, but even he admitted that most of us knew we were flying into death. Many pilots wrote goodbye letters before missions. They flew knowing that survival was not likely. And still, they climbed into those cockpits. It was not just war, it was a sacrifice. Today, the world remembers the MiG pilots as the underdogs of the Vietnam Sky War. They had fewer resources, outdated equipment, and impossible odds, yet they fought with everything they had. The 71% who never came back weren't just victims of war. They were warriors who gave everything, often with no recognition.